And so welcome to episode 1 of Requiem of Mysteries, and the home of the weird, wonderful, paranormal, conspiracy, tangents, and everything that kind of doesn't quite make sense in the world at the moment. Speaking of which, episode 1, Phoenix, I believe that you have something to bring to the episode.
So, in addition to things not making sense, I'm pretty sure that we fall into that category. But
Yeah, most definitely.
I do have indeed something from. It's about Three Eye Atlas, which I'm sure everybody in the audience has heard about this by now, and it has been covered by multiple YouTubers and influencers and stuff like that. But it's something that I picked up on right when they first came out and said, oh, there's an object coming through space, which that was on July 1st, 2025, which was this year. And whenever they came out and said, oh, we have discovered an object entering our solar system, not a comet, not a meteor, not an asteroid, but an object.
Yeah, because if you knew if you knew what it was, then you would state like, oh, it's an asteroid, or oh, we've got a meteor. Everybody watch out, we've got another meteor coming by, like as they usually do. But to say an object, that's like the fuck.
That was like one of those red flags for me. It's like, okay, so either they really don't know what the hell this thing is, or they're hiding something. And to go into a little bit of background about what Three Eye Atlas means, the 3I in Three Eye Atlas stands for the third interstellar object to enter our solar system.
I wonder what the hell that was all about.
And the Atlas represents the Atlas survey, which was what discovered or captured this object entering our solar system.
Right.
So
I've always wondered where they get their names from, because it's like, do they just have a hat and go around the office and be like, hey, everybody put your fucking suggestion in, let's see what we can pull out.
Yeah, so I mean, that's how it got its name. So with that being said, so naturally, it was something highly advanced that captured this thing entering our solar system. And to say it's just an object, I was like, come on, man. And I told one of my friends that whenever they first said that, I was like, don't that strike you as odd? Because I was like, that strikes me as a little bit odd. And so what we do know about Three Eye Atlas so far, it is a 7-mile wide object traveling at 130,000 miles an hour, or 210,000 kilometers an hour.
Holy shit. And that's not its original speed, is it? Because it entered our atmosphere, our solar system, like
I couldn't find it, but I know whenever I looked it up, they originally said it was 150,000 miles.
Yeah, see, that's what I saw as well, that it was 150.
So either they clocked it wrong, or they very quickly realized, oh shit, this thing slowed down, and we need to hide that. So, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna let that be. And then the weird began to happen. The trajectory of this object.
Okay.
It's supposed to pass very close to Jupiter, which it already has by the time we post this video. It's supposed to pass very close to Mars, Venus, and Earth.
Great.
Now, here's the weird thing. Whenever it's at its closest point to Earth, it will be on the opposite side of the sun, so we can't study it. Which is strange.
Yeah, convenient much.
Which leads a lot of people to believe, and I'm one of those people, that there's some sort of intelligence behind it. Whether this is a natural space rock, just kind of pushed on a trajectory from some sort of outside force. But regardless, the trajectory of it is very strange and just not likely. Like, the trajectory of this thing, if I remember right when I was looking into it, the odds of its trajectory is 0.005% of its trajectory.
Holy shit. That's... yeah.
So not
Narrowest
only is it
margin
going,
ever.
yeah, really. So not only is it going to be behind the sun at its closest point to Earth, where we can actually get a good look at this thing in detail.
Yeah.
There was a Harvard scientist, Avi Loeb, that he came out, and he's the one that really put all of this conspiracy stuff and just blew it up.
Right.
Because he more or less said how weird the trajectory of it was, and that being behind the sun, what worried him the most was if it decided to change course behind the sun where we can't see it, which would be a very tactical move if it is something of extraterrestrial origin.
Well, not just that as well. It would be if it did suddenly decide to change trajectory and then reappear out from behind the sun, showing that, hey, I've changed direction. That in itself is a clear indication that it is not just a lump of rock.
Yeah, exactly. And now the speculation of this thing, like I've already said before, was whenever they first mentioned an object, which they very quickly backtracked on that and began to call it a comet. Now, what strike me as odd with that is a typical comet has a coma or a tail.
Yeah.
Which is the dust and the ice flying off of the object as it gets closer to the sun. Now, this comet didn't give any of those signs. Like, it was specifically just,
a solid mass with nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that in itself is weird because, asteroids leave tails.
So why would they call it a comet if it didn't even have a tail? Like, call it a meteor or something. Like, that's more believable in my opinion.
Well,
and
then, even off of a meteor, you still have debris and everything coming off.
Yeah. Well, and then after they began calling it a comet, that's when the Harvard professor, Avi Loeb, pointed out the fact that it didn't display typical signs of a comet. So you have this Harvard professor being like, come on. And they very quickly tried to decredit him and just say, like, no, this is a comet. Like, don't listen. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was already too late. That dude is plastered all over social media, all over the internet. And, like, the closer it gets to the sun, it still doesn't show those signs, which they're saying now that it's starting to show more of a tail.
Right.
But they were also saying that it was releasing nickel and carbon dioxide, which is not normal for a comet, because a comet is ice and dust, primarily. I mean, there are off chances and rare chances that they are made up of more than just that. But it is a very, very low chance. I don't know the percentage on that, but I know it's low. And then that was, I believe, 2 weeks ago is whenever they said it was releasing nickel and carbon dioxide. Well, as I'm doing the research for this, this is where it gets funny, because instantly they released a picture of this thing with a long tail, and they said, oh, this satellite or this telescope in Chile captured the tail of 3I Atlas, and they got this thing in like decent detail for a comet. But if you also look at Halley's Comet, the tail is way larger than this one. Way larger.
Okay.
And that brings in, like, to my head, it's like, okay, so we could take a picture of it in Chile. And we can also get Jupiter in great detail.
Yeah.
And this thing was supposedly in the orbit of Jupiter. Why could we not get a similar picture of 3I Atlas? The best thing we have is like this illuminated, like what looks to me like thermal or something.
Yeah.
Or infrared, and it's just all white. And it's like, come on, man. Like,
yeah. Somebody needs to climb the top of the telescope and give the lens a little.
So,
by the sounds of it, but yeah, like you said, like we can see so clearly of what is in our solar system. We have the technology now. that can't be denied. We have the fucking technology. So how, again, like the fact that they've said that, you know, this thing's not producing a trail and now they're saying it is, I'm like, well, surely you would have seen that it was producing a trail from the get-go. So why is it now only just producing a trail? It's like, has it just been cottoned onto? Like, shit, lads, hit the fumes, dude. Turn the exhaust fumes on. They're starting to notice. Like, that in itself is just weird.
Speaking of exhaust fumes, this is where it gets even more bizarre and completely flips the comet thing. Completely flips the comet thing on its head. It exhibits a thing called an anti-tail, where
I'm just in. Yeah, sorry, my mind just went literally inverted.
It literally is. Like, the tail is in front of the object.
Okay.
Like, it had more dust
How does
and
that
debris
work?
in front of it than behind it. And it was also illuminated, whether it's by the sun and Avilov says that he believes that it could possibly be the object is illuminating itself. Which is even more bizarre.
In which case, how?
Exactly, how? And I would love to hear all of our viewers' comments on this one, because whether you think I'm just insane, or if I actually, you know, hit the nail on the head with this and you guys think it's weird too, like, that would be awesome.
I hasten to add, we're just two regular Joes. We're not science guys. We're just, you know, it's just,
absolutely not.
We're looking at things that to us, on a logical sense, doesn't make logical sense. So that's why we're
exactly.
So yeah, so let us know below if you think that something screwy's going on, or if we're just deserve to be
crackpots.
We need a cuddle jacket and put in a white padded cell.
I mean, it's probably the latter. But so yeah, it's like, why? Why is this thing being so weird? I mean, we don't know a whole lot about space, as much as we would like to, and it's just. It just blows my mind.
That in itself bugs me. Because, again, go back to the fact that we have the technology. Surely we should be, you know, branching out a bit more. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, there's a lot of crazy shit happening in the world right now. But we're one tiny fucking planet. Like, here's us. Like, I'm going to get right up to the camera. Like, here's us. Here's the rest of space. Like, surely we're out there looking for stuff, and if we are, I think there's more out there than they're letting us know. And I think this sort of this 3i Atlas thing is its version of coming and having a little look, see what's going on.
Well, see, that's what Avilov says. He believes it could be an alien probe, and see, there's a lot of people that come back and said, like, that's a big probe, and other people are saying, oh, it's just an alien mothership. And other people are saying it's too big to be a mothership. But here's the thing. I'll put this in the scale, okay? So you have interstellar space, okay? Now look at our aircraft carriers. And how large they are on our planet, and how much that aircraft carrier has, like, how much space it has to have for food, water, supplies, fuel for the aircraft itself, and those things are huge.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about it in the aspect of something coming from another planet through space, that thing would have to be enormous.
Yeah.
It would have to have food for whatever crew's on board. It would have to have the crew on board, and then whatever it is that they're on board, that their intentions are.
And that's working on the principle that whatever it is a humanoid, like they're like us. You know, to me, that could be, you know, that's one option. I mean, for all we know, that could just be one spaceship and one alien inside said spaceship, and it just happens to be fucking huge. So, I mean, you know, speculation can get crazy with that, but as it stands, from what we can tell at the moment, something is definitely not right with... We have... I wouldn't say UFO because we've identified it, but at the same time we haven't, because we're not 100% as to what this thing actually is. And as you say, I have memories of them saying that originally it entered our solar system doing 150, and now it's slowed down, or you saying it's slowing down to 130. How? Because unless it's come into contact with something that's forced it to stop, things don't stop in space. Like, it just...
No.
Things just keep going. Like, for those of you that don't know, like, there's no air in space, obviously, so there's no drag. So you throw something in space, it's just gonna keep going. Like, bye! Never, ain't gonna be seeing you again. Like, it's not like it's gonna circle back around or anything, like, and it's not like it's gonna start slowing down and we can, you know, sprint or fucking swim after it. Like, no. Once it starts moving, it's moving. So the fact that you've got an object, especially of that size, slowing down by 20,000 kilometers, like, however fast it was going. How? How?
I mean, that's also basing that on the original speed being true, and it didn't just misclock it.
Yeah.
At going that speed.
But again, with the technology we have, I find that hard to believe. I find that really hard to believe that we would underestimate or get that wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just the whole thing just mind blows me. And that's like it's huge for one. The trajectory is weird, and its behavior is weird. So, not to mention, I looked at it in August, and I typed into Google it could be just AI being funky.
Yeah.
But I said, where is 3i Atlas now? And it said it was in Jupiter's orbit. Okay. And then come this month, I looked it up again. And I said, where's 3i Atlas now? Which you would think it would have gained some ground.
Yeah.
And it said it was still in Jupiter's orbit. Now, if it's traveling at 130,000 miles an hour, how's it still in Jupiter's orbit?
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, distance over time and acceleration and all that malarkey. It's not like it's trying to do the Kessel Run, but hey. Yeah, that makes no sense. Like, that then brings in a question of, well, then how fucking huge is Jupiter's orbit? Because that, like, again, like, it doesn't. Is it just exiting in the orbit, or is it? But no, it's saying it's still there. So that's how. How could
it's almost like it's waiting for its trajectory path to...
I mean, is there like a cosmic red light, green light in our solar system that we're just not aware of?
Red light, green light.
waiting for the sun to shine properly. At the moment, it's still focused on Mars, so there's a red glow coming off of it, so we can't move. But as soon as it hits Venus and it's getting that sort of bluish, greenish sort of glow, he can go.
Yeah.
Fuck knows.
But
it's crazy.
That's pretty much all I have with that for that anyway, for now, until they come up with some more. But
yeah, well, no doubt
to hear what everybody thinks about it.
Yeah, well, no doubt we'll probably turn this into sort of like an ongoing series, and as we get more updates, and no doubt as Phoenix continues to dig down this rabbit hole, he will come across more over time, and more will get released and things, and hopefully, we'll be able to keep tabs on it and keep everyone up to date. But if you haven't checked it out, if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out, because it's really weird.
Proof's in the pudding.
What's going on? That's just so weird, so fucking weird. And yeah. Come back next week, and we'll have some more interesting stuff for you. It's my turn, I believe.
And what does episode 2 hold for us?
Episode 2 is very interesting because it actually could potentially tie in with 3i Atlas as well. And the more research I'm doing on this rabbit hole is a lot deeper than I thought it was. And depending on how this first bit goes, I've already spoken with Phoenix, we may turn it into a 2-parter, because this is a lot deeper than I thought it was. There was a lot more stuff going on here that is all related to the, let's face it, batshittery that is going on in the world at the moment with regards to everything. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one to say the least. So stay tuned for that.
Can't wait. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
And if you guys haven't yet, like and subscribe because
It's 2 clicks.
get this out there, guys.
It takes literally a second, just bonk bonk. And it's really appreciated us, because it means a lot to us and get us out there, and we can stir up some of the craziness. Take care, everybody.